Hello all, it's been a while and apologies for that. I'm going to do a quick layout overview. This is before the loft was done for my last video. So as we go through this, you'll see a blue arrow appear and you'll see it in a minute on the station and then the canopy. And this is just to point out as we go through the areas that I'm talking about so that you can see what's happening and how the layout's set up. Hope you enjoy. We start on the left side of the station where you've got a bit of my workbench here. You can see just here is the inside double loop shown by the arrow. Looking back there you can see the crossover between the inside and the outside double loop on the bottom of the track. Here we have entrances to the goods yard, and then this is the back double loop that runs around the back of the layout. And on the top here we have the top main line where the HST is currently sat. So working our way back down, we have the TMD area here, or maintenance depot, where the engines will be stored. We've also got some lines for goods and container wagons. There's also going to be wash stations here for the train wash and additional lines to store more of the wagons for the locomotives. At the back here where the arrow is pointing, we have two sidings where they're able to load the cars onto the car flats or car transportation. As we move right around towards Doug Park Junction, at the lower back you see the double main loop coming around where the 86 is coming through. In front of that you can see where the crossover between the front and the back loop is, and this is where it joins into Doug Park Junction. As you can see the two trains crossing. So here's Doug Park Junction, as I said, with the canopy removed before. So it's good view with the train then heading off to the right hand side of the station under the bridge. So moving to the left of Doug Park Junction, you'll see another station siding. Between this siding and the main line is going to be a station platform which is shown by the arrow, and this will join the main line which is on the inside of the track. So we're going to follow the branch line leading up from the station, and this goes underneath the top main line where the HST is currently shown. This runs around the back and then will eventually join where this train is passing, and this comes through. So you can see the join and the crossover here. So looking back, we go back towards the HST, so this is on the top main line. And again the HST is on a siding so that we can store another locomotive and still use the main line, which again runs along the back of the loft and runs in parallel with the branch line. We move to where the main line and the branch line cross over, and at this point you can bring trains from the branch line onto the main line or vice versa. So I've done some scenery work here, so some of this is now hidden, but you can see underneath the branch line comes underneath the top main line again. Again it starts passing over the various main lines on the bottom track, and we run through where it doubles up and comes across the bridges and joins the inside main line again. We then go under the road bridge and into Doug Park Junction again from the other end. So we're going to start looking and follow the inside double loop. We're going to follow this class 40 as it goes around that loop. Here it starts to head over the bridges which will be over a river eventually, and then finally we come underneath the branch line where we've come from previously. The tracks here start to cross over. Not shown in this shot, but here is a bit of a complex crossing that has gone in since, so this allows me to move trains between the lower inside main line and lower outside main line. Picking up on the class 40 again, we follow it along the two inside and outside main lines on the lower level. We come into here which will eventually be a second large station area, and there'll be multiple platforms and multiple tracks, so we've got the inside and the outside main lines shown again. We follow the two main lines on the bottom section under the upper section. We come round following the branch line for the inside main line. Here you'll see the inside main line, as I say, along the branch line, and at the back here is the outside main line. So you can then see the outline main line reappear here where the train's passing and disappears then under the back scene with the front main line coming into Doug Park Junction. Going back, there is also a double track which joins the front main line and the back main line for the baseboards. This runs past the TMD. You'll see it also then goes under the top level scenery behind my workstation. You'll have to excuse me while I fiddle with the camera a bit here, but underneath this part of the branch line, the two lines do join up. So this allows me to transfer trains from the front main line to the back main line and vice versa. We'll now follow the rear main line along its route. So here we come through the station area. So again, this will be another large station, and then it runs down with the front main line. We've got bridges here, there's going to be two here. There's going to be the front main line will join up here and then go over the similar bridge and end up here. And then at the end we've got the complex point work that we've already discussed about to change the lanes over. So the main line continues round the back. It goes in front of the branch line, and then eventually you'll see it running underneath the branch line, and then it disappears behind the back. So it goes behind the viaduct, and then it's going to all be encased in a valley, and the viaduct's going to jump across the valley for the top line. So the back double main line passes through here and then runs all the way underneath all the scenery behind the back of Doug Park Junction, and comes out at the end here where we've already seen, and then again disappears back underneath the back of the top section, and then comes back out here briefly before it runs around the remainder of the loft back to the other side. So we come back round into Doug Park Junction. If we come back here, you can see there's a top double loop also above Doug Park Junction. So what we'll do is we'll look at that and follow that around with one of the trains. We'll follow this train that's just coming across the viaduct, coming through a tunnel. This then runs around the back of Doug Park Junction. There'll be the big canopy in front there, and then it goes over the lower back double main line and it runs around the back past the siding with the HST in it, so both double main lines can run past that HST, and then we join up with the branch line, run along parallel with the branch line, and again then the branch line drops back off again and runs under the main double line, and the double line does a turn here, continue to build up hill and then over the viaduct, and then eventually under that tunnel again, which will have a waterfall dropping off it at some point. And this brings us back into Doug Park Junction. I'll leave you now with a few running shots of the layout that show some of the changes that I've already discussed. Enjoy.